Welcome back to the Coaches Show. We're at Rafferty's, here at Rafferty's Restaurant with a special.
It's you.
Right, it's you. Wes Johnson, our good friend from Dunbar, John Lawson from Lafayette, two coaches, and we've had all the coaches on tonight. And your thoughts up to this point, Coach?
Very good. It's excellent. I think that it's good for them to talk about their program a little bit. It's good for PrepSpin, the publicity. But I think from what went on last year, got a lot of comments from the community that watched it, and we're really good to hear this. And then Jared Peck, we interviewed him early about his articles today. I don't know if you saw the paper, today's paper, but it was wonderful. Got first page of the Herald Leader today. It was excellent.
There it is.
I'll have to check that out.
It was a super article about high school football.
Top 100 players. And let's get right into it here, coaches, if you don't mind. Yes, Wes Johnson and John Lawson. Talk to us about last season and the positives or negatives, and it will impact your team this year, you think?
For us, I feel like we had a great year. We really had a tough schedule. We started off 1-4, I believe, but all those losses were to regional final teams or better. We had really competitive games in Madison Central, and for that game to go into the regional championship, and we lost by 3 points, and came up about a foot short on 4th and 3, and ended our season. I was really proud of our guys. I think that we've shown a lot of mental toughness the last few years. With that schedule. I thought we competed pretty well against Woodford, Scott, and Douglas. I thought we did a good job last year, and we just take personal wins from those losses, and really kind of keep our heads about us and attitudes positive. We knew those were going to be tough games, and it really kind of helped us for the road ahead. And I was proud of those guys, and we finished as good as I think we could.
And Coach Lawson, Philip Hawkins at Bryan Station told us he opened up with a tough loss to Douglas, and he felt like that this team really bought in and really played hard. They were undefeated Trinity in the playoffs because he said they learned so much from that loss.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Definitely with my program as well. We had a pretty tough schedule last year too.
Yeah.
We learned a lot as well, but it was smaller steps with us taking those as far as what we were learning. We had a bunch of guys that just needed to learn how to fight, have a little grit, have a little attitude till the end of the game, because the road that those guys have taken for the last 3 or 4 years has been really tough, and a lot of them haven't got the fruits of their labor yet. Like, they may work hard, but they haven't seen the light at the end of the tunnel with that. And so what we're gaining now with that is the fact that these guys are working hard, and they're understanding that their time is coming. Their good road is coming at some point. And if they keep working hard, that they will be successful as well. And so, we've learned a lot from last year, but we also learned we just got to get a little better every day.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that before. A person like you that we know from the past, your attitude and et cetera is going to really build this program up. I guarantee you that. I'm really happy that they hired you on that staff there. Lafayette has had a history of good football, and then they had a little downswing, but don't let that record last year change what you do.
Coach, you said they had 2 NFL linemen. Let's see, Jedrick Wills and the big guy. Who was the big guy? And they also had a quarterback named Walker Wood. So Lafayette had some really good talent back then, and they went to the state championship. So anyway,
that's fine. But still, the leadership up top is really what matters.
I repeat, 2 NFL linemen on one team.
If you could describe your coaching style, what would it be?
For me, it's all about expectations, attitude, and positivity. Like, I bring the energy, whether they bring it or not. And what I've taught my young team is they need to match me with that every time. So if they're not feeling it that day, they're going to feel it, because I'm going to help them get there. Mm-hmm. And I just have to lead by example. Like, I don't give up, they don't give up. I have a positive attitude, they have a positive attitude. So we always move forward. We always fall forward no matter what happens. So we have no regrets. If something bad happens in a game, we have no excuses. We just make sure we keep moving forward. And as long as I present that as well as my coaches, the kids buy-in.
Oh, man, I wish I had some eligibility left after
I know
hearing
you're
that.
ready to
Right.
you're ready to lace it up. You're ready to put that helmet on, aren't
So is
you?
Wes, man. Wes-
I'm ready to go.
That's good, John. It really is.
Uh,
And what about you? Your coaching style?
You know, I think we're very similar. I bring a lot of energy. I coach from a very, I think, a positive viewpoint. I bring just, with our kids, we focus on, being positive to each other. That's one of the big things that I've seen, and also have really honed in on the last couple of years, that I don't know whether it's YouTube or whatever they're watching or whatever they're doing, but their interactions with each other a lot, if you really listen to what they're saying to each other, are not positive. And so we really call that out, and we really want them to be good teammates to one another and have a good energy on our sideline. You're not going to hear a bunch of coaches yelling and screaming and doing all that. I mean, we will in terms of excitement, but we're not digging into them in a personal way. I think it's one of those of uplifting and family.
Mm-hmm.
And are we all gonna see eye to eye and love each other? We love each other all the time. But
Yeah.
do you have sometimes little squabbles or
Sure you
tension
are.
in a
Yeah.
family? Yes, you do. But we work that out. And but positivity is where we're coming from with our program, and encouragement, and uplift one another, coaches, players, etc. Yeah.
Coach, you and Ben went out to Dunbar practice, a couple of weeks ago,
Yep.
and you had a good experience. Tell us about that experience out there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. Coach allowed us to come out, and I spent about 30 seconds talking, and Ben spent about 3 minutes. And
Well,
but
he's the Army guy. I mean, he's the Navy guy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
He's a lieutenant colonel in the
Yeah.
U.S. Air Force.
Air Force, that's right.
He's CEO of a hospital in San Antonio, Texas. And one of the things that I don't know if you know this, but those guys that played back then, they're all over Dunbar. They just want a good program. They want to win. They get excited.
Dougie Allen.
Oh, all those guys, and they talk to each other all the time on the internet, and it's really neat. But I appreciate coming there. But what I saw a couple things, other than the X's and O's stuff. What I saw was a bunch of coaches that cared about the kids, and I mentioned this. There was a little freshman in the back. I know he's freshman. He had a different colored jersey on,
Yeah.
and they were kneeling down after practice while we were talking to him, and he got sick. And coach said, don't throw up on the turf. Go to grass. Go over to the grass. And he kind of wandered over to the grass. And one of the coaches, and I don't expect you to leave your team,
Yeah.
but you had a coach, and he got up and he walked over and stayed with the kid, put his arm around him and stayed with him. I noticed that right away.
Yeah.
That means a lot,
Yeah.
and that meant a lot to me to see that. And then the other thing I noticed was how organized you guys were coming on and off the field. In fact, at one time, they were walking, maybe just a fast walk on the field, and he made them come back and go again. You
Yeah.
can't have that.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
Yeah, we expected, for them to have a sense of urgency between the lines. Change our demeanor from the locker room to the field. I mean, all seriousness when we come out of that locker room. All that goofiness, all that stuff stays inside. There's a new face you have to put on, and it's one of intentionality. And we talk a lot about intentionality in our program, and the fact that if you can kind of wander through life and you can let life happen to you, or you can plan your work and work your plan. And when we plan the work, we expect them to work the plan. And those lines, that's a I know this is a cliche, but you have those battle lines. You cross that line and you go into that zone. We expect you to hustle on and off and be all about business while you're out there. And so that's been a mindset that's taken a while to be established there. But on the lines of you guys coming. And I think that's the other thing that kids don't understand these days, and I tried to get with you guys coming. I had a couple other former players come talk to the team, is that you're just not playing for yourself. You're not playing just for your senior class. You're playing for the pride of everyone that went to this school. I mean, 1600 Man o' War Boulevard means a lot to a lot of people. And there was a lot of work that came into this, and a lot of coaches, hard work and effort. And you have to, you have a little bit of weight on your shoulders to make those people proud. And not only there's going to be years where you don't win. I mean we don't recruit, so I mean you get who you get, and so sometimes you're going to be up, sometimes you're going to be down. But there's a level of character and how you handle yourself in and out of the classroom and in the community that can make them proud as well. And so I just wanted them to understand that there's somebody in San Antonio, Texas that played quarterback for that group that is watching them. Yeah. And it's keeping up with who they are.
Coach Lawson, your Lafayette team, you can remember back to those great teams that went to state tournament, state championship with Walker Wood. I know Walker's been working with quarterbacks here, that you work with your quarterback. And, you've had some great players at Lafayette. I'm sure you've had them back to talk to your team.
Oh, absolutely. Every chance we get, we have people come back and talk. Walker's been present a lot lately before he took on his new gig at UK. And I think just his presence alone, his voice, his work ethic while working with the young guys have presented a whole different attitude for the quarterbacks. We do have 3 or 4 quarterbacks this year. We're still trying to select that right dude at this point, but they're figuring it out, and that's what's important. And as we continue to grow, I think for my team, they have decided this year that they're going to meet that expectation. They're going to challenge themselves. They're going to be better every day no matter what. And as Coach was just talking about the battle lines, we serve energy. We do everything fast. So discipline and the small details are so important. So if their toes are not on the line, if they take their helmet off just before they get to the sideline, there will be, I don't want to say a consequence, but there will be a happy reminder that this is not what we do.
Just a little tap.
Little reminder that, if you want to be better, you want to be great,
That's right.
You have to be able to do this all the time. It's got to be consistent. It's got to be part of your DNA. And if you can get that in you and you start to believe in why you're doing what you do, then your purpose is greater. You are more impactful as a player if you can figure out your why, and that's what we're challenging them at right now.
Have you seen more kids coming out for the football maybe than the last year or two that didn't come out that were great athletes in basketball or some other sport at Lafayette?
I say overall, no. I'm going to say last year I had 100 kids out because everybody thought, hey, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
This year they realized it's business. We're putting in the work, and we've had kids transfer out. We've had kids quit. We have just what we need right now. Now, I will say last year we did take a couple basketball players that came out and played. Jack, is a basketball Ackerman that played basketball for us. He's now playing football at Georgetown College. He gave himself another opportunity to get a scholarship. And so I try to talk to kids about that too. It's okay to play 2 sports. They get so locked in on playing just that one sport. And some guys, I think they may be great basketball players, but when you're 5'4", sometimes you got a better chance being a running back than a point guard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to realize that.
Look at Deuce Vaughn, the kid playing for Dallas now. He's tearing up the NFL in his preseason.
Right.
He's 5'5".
Right. There's opportunities there if they believe in it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, let's talk about the schedule a little bit.
Okay. Tell us, Coach, about your schedule, Lafayette. Who do you open up with?
We are opening up with Oldham County. We play them at Henry Clay and the Bowl, Mingua Bowl, maybe. I'm sure that's what it's called this year. But yeah, we'll be playing them next week at 6 o'clock. They had some struggles last year as well as we did. But we're looking for the opportunity. I think as long as we focus on what we need to do as a team, that's what's important. It's not our schedule. It's not who we play. It's all about us. And if we continue to believe in us and keep doing what we need to do, get better every day, we will be successful in the end.
Coach, how about your schedule, Dunbar?
Yeah, so we open up at Connor up in northern Kentucky this Friday. A little road trip up there. Hebron, Kentucky. There's a lot of good football in northern Kentucky, and they always play scrappy. They're hard hitters. They're well coached. They've got some new players out. I know Connor does this year. Got a really good quarterback, a really good running back, a nice receiver, some good-looking kids. When you travel an hour and a half away on the first week of school, there's all kinds of challenges that arise for that first game. But we're looking forward to it. We're a work in progress, and to be honest with you, I always say we have 6 scrimmage games before it matters, and I know we want to win them all, and that's great. But there's really only 3 games that matter in the whole season, and that's what you play for, and that's what you're trying to get better for. You want to win some on the way, and sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But if all it is about getting better, like Coach said, you concentrate on you and how be the best version of Dunbar Bulldog football in 2023 we can be. And at the end of the day, and we talk a lot about this aspect of this, is you have your goals, but your eyes can't constantly be on the goal. If you're hiking Everest, your eyes can't be on the peak.
Right.
Your eyes have to be on your right foot, left foot, right foot. Make sure you don't slide down the mountain. And I think that's what we try to tell our kids is, we have our goal, we know where we want to go in our destination, but if you concentrate and do everything possible every step of the way, then you have to surrender the outcome. If you put all the work in and do everything you can, you have to surrender what the outcome will be at the end of the year. And a lot of times you look up and you look at that final scoreboard and you're happy with where you are. But if you do everything you can to get there, you have to just be okay with what happens when you put in all your maximum effort.
Who are your non-district games?
So we have Connor, Mercer County, and the Woodford Bowl.
Yeah, we're carrying that game, by the way. We just found out today. We talked to Dennis Johnson. We're going to do your game with Mercer,
right,
and then Woodford's game with Simon Kenton.
Yeah, looking real forward to that. That's going to be a great atmosphere. Everybody knows. Everybody in Woodford County comes out. Everybody in Mercer County comes out for those games. Simon Kenton will travel well. We're close by, so we'll have a good fan base. So that'll be a fun environment to be in, that's for sure. Then we have Collins at home, and then we'll go to Boone County and Shelby County.
Boone County.
Yep, go to Boone County.
I'm an old Boone County guy.
Oh yeah. So we'll go up there this year and play them, and then we'll have Simon Kenton at home before we hit the district play, and then we'll have Tate's Creek, Henry Clay.
But I tell you one thing, number 37, Sean Alexander, will not shoot up
won't
on.
be there.
So you'll have a good shot up against Boone County.
Yeah, that's true.
You remember?
Why are you looking at me?
Because I think
We were 90% of his highlight reel.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because Coach and I talk about that, but it's fun to play that game. Number one, because it is an old school rivalry.
Yeah.
I remember Boone County in my days. I remember Boone and Dunbar going at it. I remember Sean Alexander.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun, and I know Bryson Warner up there.
Yep.
I've known him since his Ryle days when we played. I played him at West Jessamine. We went there. He went, and I've known him for a while. And a lot of the teams I play have to do with relationships that I've built with coaches, and I love to go different places to play. So I love taking my team to Louisville, Northern Kentucky, bowl games, give them a little bit of a fun trip along the way, have their experience. We talk a lot about the high school experience, and I think the schedule is part of that, in terms of giving them some experience and some fun.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Coach Lawson, how about your schedule? How do you feel about it this year?
I feel pretty good about it. I think, again, we're in a place where we're just looking to improve every game and every time we go out and play. So we'll start off, we'll travel to Henry County. Then we'll have Connor DeSalle at home. We'll go see West Jessamine. We have Louisville Moore. Then we play our district. We get Henry Clay, Tates Creek, and Dunbar. And we'll finish with East Jessamine. I'm just excited that our guys get to compete, and be in a situation where we can be competitive in every game, so we can learn a lot more about ourselves, build our confidence, and continue to grow the program for sure.
Yeah, this second year is really important for you.
Absolutely.
Because of that,
Absolutely.
You got to get them. They got to get some confidence and realize
Absolutely.
they can win. Buy into your program, and
Yes, sir.
then you're on your way.
Yes, sir. And I think the biggest part of that has been, when I officially got the nod, I told all the kids and the coaches and admin, what name you, I said, look, this is the second phase. It's going to be different now. Last year we were trying to survive somewhat.
Well, you were in a
This
tough
year-
situation. Ethan Ashley took the job and then
Yeah, that
left,
was
bolted
horrible.
for some reason. That was crazy. And we like Ethan, but I mean,
Yeah.
and then you had to come in. You came into a really tough situation.
Yeah, I was swimming the whole time trying to get there. But I got my head above water now. I mean, I got things in place. Things are getting implemented. My coaching staff is great. We're doing what we need to do, get these kids prepared, and they're excited. They're really excited. We have 2 pretty good scrimmages up to this point, and they've built some confidence, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, to tell you the truth, and I'm looking forward to you two playing each other.
We both are, Coach. We're big, as you know, we're big high school football fans.
Yeah.
I call basketball, I do baseball and all that, but my favorite by far is high school football.
Yeah.
You guys know that. Coach knows that. And I'm looking forward to seeing Dunbar this year. We got you in that bowl game we told you about. We'll get Lafayette on down the road. We got joined against Tate's Creek last year. We're hoping to do another game this year. Okay. That's the thing about William Moorfield. We try to be as equitable as we can be on a broadcast, but we also we can go where they want us.
Yeah, that's
if
true.
somebody doesn't, I'm not saying there's a school don't want it, but if somebody doesn't give us the rights, and we won't do it. That's just how it is, and we're just looking forward to the season this year.
And a lot of times that doesn't have anything to do with the head coach.
That's right.
There's a pay grade above you that makes those decisions.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
But going back just 1 second to the schedules, and I probably can agree. John and I can agree. When the last few years, I could look at the schedule and look at 3 or 4 games maybe and say, man, that's really tough for us to win that game. I mean, me as personally as a coach, I mean, you think and you look at your schedule, and this year I think that our schedule is one where there's not one that I think we can lose. There's also not one I think we can definitely win. But I'm going in with a chance in all of them, and I think that's a difference. I mean, I know there's something to you play these tough teams and everything like that, but you have to understand where you are. I think there's got to be some sort of awareness about where your program is, the kids you got coming back. I've lost 65 players over the last 3 years, or close to that. I've had 25, 23 seniors every year for the past 3-4 years, and it takes a toll because they're just not flooding in. When I have a program of 9 through 12 of 70 players, as a 6A program, that's the same number Southwestern brought to me Friday in their 5A.
Douglas told us he's got 148 kids out.
I have nowhere near that, and wouldn't have. To be honest with you, would love some of them, but I'd love to have more.
I would tell you, I went by Jesse Clark the other day, and they were practicing. And I want to tell you, those kids are big. I thought they were a high school team. Yeah. That was Jesse Clark. So you got some good kids coming your way to both.
He's got them coming.
That'd actually be mine.
Yeah, I've got mostly Beaumont. So
okay, Jesse Clark.
Yes.
They're coming, Coach.
They've got some good-looking kids too. Yeah. We do have good feeders coming up, but I think the number of kids that play anymore has dwindled a little bit. It's if you run an easy program, you can get them out.
Yeah.
But somebody asked me, Coach, do you have cuts? And I said, I practice at 6:30 in the morning all summer long. That's all I need. They'll if they want to play, they'll be there.
Yeah, yeah.
And if they don't want to play, then they're not getting up at 6:30.
It's the only way you do have cuts.
Because at some point, if you don't invest much, it doesn't hurt much.
Right. Right.
So if it's easy, then the losses don't bother you.
Well, Coach Meehan and I say that if it was easy, what we do, they'd be lined up around the Rafferty's parking lot, wouldn't it, Coach? I mean, it's not easy to call a game. Just come in there and sit down, watch the game, see how you can do. But anyway, you guys make it fun. We enjoy it. And Coach, these are two of the big reasons why we do high school football.
Absolutely. I'm just proud of both of you guys, and I wish you all the luck, and it's going to be a good year in high school football in Lexington, Kentucky. I think all the way around. It's going to be an exciting year.
It's going to be exciting. It will be.
And I've known him before his head coaching stint here at Lafayette, and he's a good guy, man.
Yeah, I know.
When they hired him over there to be the intern, I texted him. I was like, man, it was a very great hire. They hired the right guy. And I think that's something different in our district, to be honest. I think all of our coaches have good relationships. We all root for each other when we're not playing against each other. Yes. There's one game where we want to beat each other. But I really feel like we have a good relationship outside of that rivalry. And it's special, really, because that's not everywhere.
And when you first got that job, one thing that I said was, are you gonna settle here? Yeah. Are you have a family? Do you want your family to go to school here in Lexington and so on? Yeah. Because it wasn't like that for many years. No, it's been an average 2 years.
Yeah, I'm the 10th coach in 20. When I was hired, I was the 10th coach in 20 years.
Wow,
it's crazy. That's just crazy.
And I do appreciate the mutual respect that we have for each other. I'm glad you guys did have us on together because we do have a history prior to this actual encounter. And it's just been fun watching him over the years, even when I wasn't coaching high school football for a couple of years, and watching his program grow. And then just the support. Like I said, we talk back and forth all the time. So even if we have a kid that's on the fence that can go either way, we're like, Coach, if you want him, he's yours. Like, we have that kind of love for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
does he live on this
it's not a
side or
battle.
live on that side of the
I
fence?
know. And if you get him, hey, good luck. Make him the best dude ever, you know. So, but we have fun with that. And just one thing to bite on what he said a minute ago, just I have the biggest school in the state of Kentucky, attendance-wise.
Yep.
I probably have one of the lowest numbers of athletes out playing football. And that people look at me like, you don't have enough kids. But he hit the nail on the head. Kids don't play the way they used to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a problem right now with young people with instant gratification.
Right.
If they don't get what they want right now, if they don't get that win right now, they run. They don't believe in loyalty. They won't believe in working hard. They don't believe in fighting to the other end. They don't believe in pushing through. And the ones that you do have that, then you're successful with that group. But they flood out. They flood out for the pretty thing on the other side, and I think that's sad for overall of most programs. But we're going to keep rolling forward. We're going to take the kids that want to be there, and we're going to make them the best they can be.
Well, I think both programs, I know Coach Johnson, I've known him a long time. I know the job he does and the job you do, Coach. I've known you a while. So we know they're in good hands. We appreciate you guys coming out. We really do. It's been so we gave him extra time, Coach. It's worth it, though.
Absolutely.
And thank you, Coach Johnson and Coach Lawson. Appreciate you. Have great seasons this year.
Thanks, sir.
Stick around a couple minutes. We've got something we want to talk to you about. Sure. This has been the Coaches Show. We're from Rafferty's. We thank Rafferty's Restaurants out here for having us out. Rafferty's were as special as you. People are probably sick of hearing me say that, aren't they, Coach?
No way. They're happy to hear.
They're one of the sponsors on the Scholastic Ball Report, also with William Moorfield, the King of Stream, on PrepSpin, and PrepSpin will be at your ball game this year, basketball, baseball, but of course football. We're at Highlands and Lexington Catholic next Friday night. Kicks off at 7:30. Coach, you getting ready for that game?
I'm fired up.
I'm working on my charts. I got all my charts working. You know how I do it, Coach.
Yep, you're always organized, Gary.
Well, got to chart it out. Thank you, Coach Lawson.
Thank you,
and
sir.
Coach Johnson.
Appreciate you having
so
us.
much.
That's the Coach's Show, and we thank you for being with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. For the King of Stream, William Moorfield, and Mike Meehan, this is Gary Ball. So long, and join us for high school football this fall.